G'day guys, and today Shorty and I are going to do our tips for round 5. Round 5 it is, mate.
Quick, isn't it, mate?
I was waiting for it. I was going to say how'd you go this week, but the round's still going. So.
Yep, it really is.
Alright, we'll go into the tips then, mate. We're doing alright as far as we're concerned. So
yeah, not too bad so far.
Nothing too shabby, that's good. Hawthorn Adelaide at the MCG, and this is going to be an absolute cracker.
Probably the two form teams of the competition, you have to say. You can almost argue that Adelaide are the form team of the comp.
I reckon.
But I'm going to tip Hawthorn by 7 points. Just being a G, it's so much harder for interstate clubs, let alone anyone, I suppose, to come over and beat the Hawks on their home deck.
Yep.
And I think Hawthorn might just love the challenge of another challenger coming right up to them. They enjoy that.
They eat that up for breakfast. I've gone with the Hawks as well by 22 points. I watched Adelaide and Sydney last night, mate. One of the best games I've seen.
Yeah.
And Adelaide are going to be a good team this year, I feel. I do reckon the Crows can beat them. But after that physical game against Sydney, I think they're just going to be absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
In the MCG, Hawks get the job done all the time, so they should get it done relatively okay.
Nice.
Sydney and West Coast at the SCG. I used to love these rivalries back in the day, 10 years ago when they were good.
Yeah, true that.
And I reckon we could be in for a similar one.
Yeah, well, I think so, because I've tipped the Swans by 2 points, so I think it could be pretty close.
Very nice.
I nearly tipped West Coast, but then you're like, gee, Sydney at the SCG, they're tough to beat there.
Absolutely.
And they were impressive against Adelaide, despite being, Adelaide's turf.
They were fantastic there, yep.
The Swans for me.
Premiership contenders up against each other, mate. I've gone with Sydney by 10 points. The SCG, really, if it was a Domain, would tip West Coast. It's just the ground seems to suit the other team. So, and Sydney are looking really good this year. They look very fresh and look out to be very competitive.
Bit of pace about the Swans too.
Somehow.
Just different to past times.
Yeah, mate. They're getting the job done very nicely, unlike myself. Gold Coast in North Melbourne at Metricon Stadium. We got these guys up against each other. I actually have a tip that I probably want to change, mate, but I'll go with North Melbourne by 3 points.
Yeah.
Gold Coast not very impressive against the Lions. The Q Clash always can skew things a little bit differently than maybe representational form throughout the season. But yeah, North are doing it pretty nicely, but tip may change depending on how they go against Freo today.
Yeah, very true. And I did see your tip there and was surprised you didn't go North Melbourne, so I'm not surprised you changed it. But I've gone Gold Coast by 11 points. Not a great deal of confidence. I just feel that they're much better than what they produce against the Lions. And I didn't watch it, but gee, they seem to throw in efforts like that. I mean, you think they've come on, you think they've announced themselves, and then they let you down. So
they do that.
That seems to be the character of their club so far, which is disappointing. But I'll tip them. Yeah, put this one as an asterisk. I might change depending on the lineup because is Thompson out and May.
I think Stephen May will be out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think he'll
definitely be out. Very poor.
Yeah. Anyway,
sounds good. Good stuff, matey. Western Bulldogs and Brisbane at Etihad Stadium. Dogs still doing the job nicely in Brisbane, their first win of the year against the Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah, the Lions were impressive, but nonetheless, I think the Dogs will still get a comfortable win. I've tipped them by 45 points, and I don't think you really tip against the Doggies at Etihad Stadium these days. They're just such a good side under the roof and their speed across the ground.
They've had a very lucky draw at the start. Etihad Stadium for 7 weeks, I've heard.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Very lucky. Wouldn't it be nice to have 7 at 7 Stadium in a row? Dogs for mine at 40 points, I reckon. And they're just too speedy, too skillful, and too good at Etihad under the roof. So those are my reasons. Port versus Geelong at Adelaide Oval. As we speak, Port Adelaide basket case against the GWS.
Getting absolutely hammered at the moment. I've tipped Geelong by 18 points. And yeah, I think we weren't great against the Bombers, but I think we'll be good enough to have a win here. More so, which I tend to think you'd agree with, off the back of Port Adelaide's poor showing, really.
Yeah, they haven't been great lately.
Yeah, so solid win for us, I hope.
Fingers crossed, man. Geelong by 18 points. No, we did this independently. We got them there last year, which was nice. So I think it was 4 or 5 goals. So it was a nice win there with Reece Stanley. Played an amazing half. And, yeah, Port Adelaide are they're defensively leaky at the moment. And I think we're just a little bit better structured up and a bit of better personnel in the lineup. But you just never know. It's always tough travelling, and for us especially.
Yeah, nice.
After a dismal performance against the Bombers.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can bounce back. And we got St Kilda and GWS at Etihad Stadium. Very interesting game, this one. And I know this one can tip by that smile.
Who do you think I'm going to tip, mate?
GWS.
Absolutely.
He's gone the Giants.
I tipped the Giants by 19 points, and I'm sure everyone's nice and excited about the Saints and what they produced against Hawthorn, which is fair enough. They were very impressive. But, come on, the Giants are just dominating right now. Looking very impressive, just pulling the pants down on Port Adelaide right now.
At their home deck.
Yeah, I know. They don't travel maybe as well as some clubs.
Yeah, which is why I'm tipping St Kilda by 14 points. At Etihad Stadium under the roof, I reckon they get the job done there pretty nicely. GWS have traditionally been favourites to beat up some lesser teams at Etihad and the MCG, which they have done in times. I bet the Doggies there, they've beaten Melbourne there, but I think of late they haven't been that great. So and the Saints were amazing against the Hawks. I was watching the last quarter; they were up by a couple of goals, and they had the breeze their way. But
probably should have won it. Some would say.
Yeah, Paddy McCartney shot a goal late, but yeah, I think the Saints are really exciting. Their pressure's fantastic, and their ball movement's gutsy and quick.
Yeah.
So I reckon they will be able to do the job there. Fremantle and Carlton at Domain Stadium. Will Fremantle? They haven't played yet. Will they notch up their first win, assuming North Melbourne beat them today?
Yeah, there's a high chance that they will not have a win coming to this game.
Goldstein's going to wreck them.
Yeah. Playing Carlton, you couldn't tip Carlton, surely. I mean, I've tipped the Dockers by 28 points. I think it'll be just sort of an average sort of margin because I think they'll grit their teeth and win, but I don't feel as if they have a team that can blow a side away. And I really think Carlton will struggle travelling with an inexperienced sort of lineup.
Yeah, very true.
But I don't think Freo have the sort of arsenal to really dominate a side and blow them out, which is well documented. So.
Yeah, spot on, mate. No Sandy for a long time. So that 14 weeks he's had to removed and everything.
Yeah,
so
that sounds nasty.
It's reckless stuff. Dockers by 27 for mine. So they'll have Griffin in, you'd think, if he plays this week and next week, assuming he doesn't get injured. The Dockers should get it done. They won't get it done that comfortably, I wouldn't have thought. The Blues will certainly challenge them for portions, but I think the Dockers will. It's at Domain Stadium. It's very tough. Even if they're at Etihad, it'd be tough to tip against them. So
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Melbourne and Richmond at the MCG. These teams always throw interesting little curveballs.
Yeah, I mean, they're two sides that you just can't trust. I mean, you can't really tip them with any confidence.
You sound like Dimmer when you said trust.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've tipped Richmond by a goal, but I got no reason why. I mean, why would you tip Richmond at the moment? I mean, they've given you no reason. It's almost... I mean, Melbourne play Collingwood in about half an hour. I've tipped Melbourne there. If they came out and beat the Pies, then you might think about tipping the D's, but I'll stick with Richmond just because I think they have a better list, but they haven't shown it yet.
We'll see, mate. Yeah, I've gone with the Tigers by 5 points. Melbourne got them last year. We went to that one, which was disappointing for some that came along. So, yeah, look, I think they're just bound to have a bit of luck almost. I think they'll need to respond, and this is a game they can ill afford to lose if they want anything to do with the top 12.
Yeah, absolutely.
Top 8 more so.
Yeah.
So I think, it's a game they can't afford to lose, and they just have to respond sometime. Collingwood and Essendon at the MCG. Tip may change depending on the results. Bombers gave us a real touch-up, nearly.
Yeah, nearly, I suppose. But I've tipped Collingwood by 14 points. Similar to Richmond. They're not giving me too many reasons to tip them, but I just feel, I know the Bombers have been impressive in that, but I just feel that it's a different story to win. I know they beat the D's, but in a big game like this, you would expect Collingwood to somewhat lift. You would think so. I just think I'm just going to tip the Pies just.
Yep.
But
no worries.
As I'm sure you'll touch on, Essendon have been far more impressive than most people thought.
Definitely, mate. I've gone the Bombers by 16 points. Tip may change depending on today, but I doubt it. Look, they've shown great spirit and fight in their games, and they've haven't really been blown out of the waters. Like there's been nothing over 61 points, I don't think. So
no.
Yeah, look, they've been beaten pretty heavily at times, and they've also won a game which they never expected to. Yeah, look, I don't have any great reason to. I think they may just unite as a group and maybe show more of a fight than Collingwood. Because either side haven't really shown much, but Essendon's shown a bit more, maybe.
Yeah, those last 3 matches, all sides are really not giving us much reason to tip them, and
they're in that basket.
Some of them will have a win.
Yeah, that's
For
it.
the loser, it's trouble.
Hopefully it's not a draw. So. All right, those are our tips, guys. Feel free to chuck in your tips. Chuck them in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, share it around to your mates. Subscribe as well. It'll be fantastic. Plenty more content. Thank you for hanging around, guys. We'll see you all next time.